Hello, this is WUAS News and Question and Answer on Monday, January 16th, 2023. I'm Scott McLeod, and I'm glad to say that I think Tilak Rana Magar from Nepal, who is taking the CS First with Google at World University and School course, programming course, will join us in the next few minutes. In the meantime, I'd like to share a little news with you that World University and School has received the green light from Middle States Commission on Higher Education in the greater Philadelphia area to become licensed with the in tandem agency, the state of Pennsylvania's Department of Education. This is an amazing step after some 13 years or so since World University and School became a nonprofit 501c3 federally in the USA, and a second parallel or associated legal entity in the state of California, an exempt World University and School legal entity. So this will also entail potentially World University and School.org becoming World University and School.edu, and also potentially reimbursement from departments of education, possibly in all 50 US states, possibly from all 200 countries, for free online MIT OpenCourseWare-centric World University and School degrees that would be accessible from students' homes. The degrees we're exploring offering right now include bachelor, PhD, law, medicine, Ivy High School, and newly AA, Associate Arts degrees, and master's degrees, Masters of Science, Masters of Arts. So students will be able to potentially study from home, and whether they're going to take a 7-year PhD degree online, study for a PhD that could take as long as 7 years, or a 2-year master's degree, 4-year bachelor's degree, emerging from both CS First with Google at World University and School, Creative Commons for licensed related courses, as well as Creative Commons for licensed ocw.mit.edu centric degrees is developing. So first in English, and then potentially in all 200 countries and in their main languages for those approximately 7 degrees. So these are exciting times. Tilak Rana Magar is interested in a free bachelor's degree, and he has said that he is finding the Creative Commons for license CS First with Google at WUAS course something he's proceeding with, and hoping he will join shortly, talking from 8-hour time difference in Nepal, possibly Kathmandu, and the eastern seaboard of the US and Pennsylvania, where I am, is a complicated process telecommunications wise, and yet remarkably possible now with digital technologies. So besides the green light to license with the state of Pennsylvania, and in tandem a credit with Middle States Commission on Higher Education, which World University and School received a call from Middle States Commission on Higher Education on last Thursday, January 12th, 2023. World University and School had explored accreditation in 2013, 3 years after we became a 501c3 nonprofit in the USA, and also in 2019 with a workshop in California, in San Jose, south of San Francisco, with the Bureau for Private Post-Secondary Education, all pre-pandemic. World University and School is glad that we can proceed with new developments post-pandemic, post-coronavirus pandemic, to license and accredit and make these degrees that World University and School has been offering for some years now more valuable in a variety of ways. In addition to building out the course curriculum for a bachelor's degree, a 4-year bachelor's degree this autumn, and potentially including Mwende Evande in Cameroon, Africa, who completed the CS First with Google at World University and School course this past spring, 2022. World University and School is seeking to potentially develop a Humanities 101 course that would teach writing and critical thinking and how knowledge is generated, emerging from or in conversation with Reed College's Hume 110 class, a required class for incoming first-year students there, and would seek to develop this Hume 101 course potentially online in very new ways, possibly, and with computer science. Another news item that I'd like to share with you, I'm wondering whether or if Tilak from Nepal will join us. It has to do with aging reversal genetic drug therapies emerging, and new approaches to this. Evidence is growing, and yet I'm continuing to be skeptical about the possibility of longevity, say beyond 122 years of life, the upper known documented age of Jean Calment for humans. Evidence is growing that it might be possible to extend life and to reverse aging too. And recently found some interesting photos and then articles relating to the research from Harvard professor Sinclair on showing these two photos showed mice from the same litter, and one had been given genetic drugs and aged prematurely, suggesting that we know how to affect the aging clock in mice, potentially extensible to humans. Where World University and School would add to this conversation is just taking these two photos as an example, adding these photos to a avatar bot for mice, mouse species. So think Pegman, the little humanoid avatar bot in Google Street View with Time Slider, Google Maps, Google Earth, as a mouse species avatar bot. And then how to drag and drop these two photos of mice from the same litter. So nominally the same age, but one had been given genetic drug therapies and had grown gray in the muzzle of the mouse, such that it had aged significantly more than its litter mate in the other photo. So could we add these photos to a mouse species avatar bot that would also relate to Google Street View with Time Slider, and have these in Google Street View with Time Slider with TensorFlow AI and TensorStore cubes, have these two photos that we might drag and drop to this mouse species relate to not only the Street View level, which we're seeing in these photos, but also the cellular level and the molecular level with artificial intelligence, and have this data relating to this avatar bot mouse species relate to TensorStore cube. So the data for TensorStore, the data for this mouse species, the aged mouse and the litter mate, which was aging naturally, could all be accessible in TensorCube for each mouse and workable with Time Slider for beginning to work with aging reversal with a digital cellular and digital molecular time slider. This is a very complex coding process, and in a couple of tweets, I've inquired with Viren Jain, who's the Google lead programmer at Mountain View, who has in his Twitter feed picture of what could be a humanoid avatar bot, blob of computer graphic, and a little TensorStore cube could be a way of conceiving of how TensorStore could be organized to store data relating to this blob, which could be an avatar bot electronic medical record even. And reached out to Viren Jain as well as Peter Norvig, who is a head of AI at Google, and George Church, the Harvard MIT professor of genetics, to find out how to further develop this idea of simply dragging and dropping these two mice pictures into Google Street View with Time Slider, and then beginning to work with aging reversal questions, research questions, with the data for each of these mice and each of their pictures stored in TensorStore, and all working together for further research into aging reversal and longevity with TensorFlow artificial intelligence. I'm posting these 5 tweets to my blog from yesterday. So check out these tweets for further ideas at scott-mccloud.blogspot.com. The longevity label and the genes label for January 15th, Sunday. And as another news item, World University and School monthly business meeting is this upcoming Saturday, January 21st, 9 a.m. Pacific time. You're welcome to join. Please email meeting@worlduniversityandschool.org, meeting, MEETING, @worlduniversityandschool.org to join. Hoping that World University and School can further develop these accreditation and licensing processes In addition, another news item, World University and School has received further request for 199N from the California Franchise Tax Board. And this would potentially be for the exempt World University and School legal entity in 2020. The request was for a tax form from 2020, which I think we filed, but I think they're asking for this may open the opportunity for World University and School to either create an address in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so non-resident to California, or in California, as we think forward how to proceed with our 3 legal entities, the 501c3, nonprofit federal World University and School entity, the second WUAS Corporation, for-profit general stock company in California legal entity, and third, this exempt World University and School legal entity in California, and all relating to the California Franchise Tax Board and now 2 US states, both California and Pennsylvania. So that's a little bit of news for today. Next WUS news in question and answer will be on Monday, the 23rd of January at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, USA. Come join this. I'll post this video again to youtube.com/Scott McLeod World University, and also to Twitter, twitter.com/WORLDUNIVANDSCH, and twitter.com/WUASPRESS. And until next week, for the open WS News and Question and Answer here in Zoom on January 23rd, or if you would like to join the World University and School monthly business meeting, which is also open on January 21st, 12 noon Eastern Time. Email meeting@worlduniversityandschool.org. Thanks, and see you soon. worlduniversityandschool.org is the homepage.